And one of the things that makes me most hopeful is a much better form of translation so that we'll be able to understand each other better. It's a giant part of the problem in the world. It's, the Tower of Babel. So we really can't communicate with each other very well. So we really don't know what the problems are in these particular areas or how people feel about us, how we
can't
feel
empathize.
Yeah, we can't. And it's very easy to not empathize with someone where you don't even know what their letters are.
Have you been in a situation where you have a translator with the thing in your ear?
No.
Empathy, zero. Because the problem is the person there is giving it to you in a certain tone because it's first person.
Oh, I've had that when I interview fighters. I've had translators.
But when you're here, it's very hard to feel empathy for this person because it's this person that you're focused on because you're trying to catch it. So you hear the words. I think somewhat of the meaning is a little bit lost. And then you go back to this person and you say something and they're in the same problem that you are. So I agree that the translation thing is cool. I think that there's going to be some negative areas. And I think that there's going to be a lot of pressure on certain jobs, and we got to figure that out. So it's not all roses. But some areas, if you imagine them, I'll give you a couple if you want, are just bananas, I think.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll go from the most likely to like the craziest.
Okay.
Okay, so most likely today, do you know if you know somebody that's had breast cancer, if they go into a hospital, a random hospital in America, and the doctor says, we need to do a lumpectomy, meaning we need to take some mass out of your breast to take the cancer out. What do you think the error rate today is across all hospitals in America?
Oof.
It's about 30%.
Wow.
And in regional hospitals, so places that are poor, right, or places that are in far-flung parts of the United States, it can be upwards of 40%. This is not the doctor's fault, okay? The problem is that you're forcing him or her to look with their eyes into tissue and try to figure out, well, where is the border where the cancer stops? So for every 10 surgeries, what that means are a week later. So imagine this. You get a breast cancer surgery. They take it out. They send it to the pathologist. The pathologist takes between 7 and 11 days. So you're kind of waiting. 7 of the calls come back. Your clean margins, you're great. Now go to the next step. 3 of the calls, I'm sorry, there's still cancer inside your body. 3. So these women now go back for the next surgery. But the problem is one of those women will get another call that says, I'm sorry, there's still cancer. And so what is that? That's a computer vision problem, right? That's not necessarily a problem that can't not be solved literally today. We have models, we have tissue samples of women of all ages, of all races, right? So you have all of the different boundary conditions you'd need to basically get to a 0% error rate. And what's amazing is that is now working its way through the FDA. So call it within the next 2 years, there'll be an AI assistant that sits inside of an operating room. The surgeon will take out what they think is appropriate. They'll put it into this machine, and it'll literally, I'm going to simplify, but it'll flash red or green. You got all the cancer out. You need to take out a little bit more, just right over here. And now you get it out, and now all of a sudden, instead of a 30% error rate, you have a 0% error rate. That's amazing. That's today because you have this computer that's able to help you. And all we need is the will and the data that says, okay, we want to do this, but just show me that it works. And show me what the alternative would be if we didn't do it. And the alternative turns out to be pretty brutal. 14 surgeries for every 10 surgery. That's not what the most advanced nation in the world should be doing.